I feel like Jesus was a bit impish. I feel like when you read the scriptures and just the feel, some of the things he says and some in the ways that he does it, like the time with the crowd, and they're like, he's like in church and he's like, hey, here's a bunch of stuff you don't want to hear. And they're like, get him. And so he just goes out of the church and they like chase him to a hill. Do they chase him? How are they getting to this hill? You know, and then he just walks through the crowd and escapes, right? I'm thinking this is like an impish side of Jesus. Impish Jesus. I feel like Jesus has other impish sides too. Like he just calls them out. It's just like so obvious to him. So he's just like calling it out. You know, your den of vipers. I can't remember what he calls it, viperous generation. And I don't know. I just feel like he had somewhat of an impish side. I think he liked to smile, and I think he liked to have peace and joy and just the peaceful, joyful company of people. I don't think he took things too seriously. He didn't take himself seriously. He didn't take all that stuff seriously. I don't see that in the things that were recorded and written down, and just his nature. You get a feel for him like that. That's how I picture Jesus. Because who says that stuff, you know? Like, what the heck? You can't just go saying that stuff out in public. Oh my gosh. He probably got a kick out of saying that stuff. But he knew where it was going to end up. He knew what it was going to end up being. He wanted to make his point. And he did. It was a horrific act. It's written down in the book of life. You can't deny it. You can't erase it. You can't scrub it out of history. You know, it's been there. It's in the calendar even. 2025. It's been 2025 years since that happened. Because we know that was a monumental act to remember. Jews and Gentiles alike. And people believe in that stuff. The Christian stuff. It's pretty good stuff. I think people try to take charge of it and try to force and control it. I mean, there's some good stuff too, like pretty music and stuff. Oh, look what we can do. It's like, oh, cool. We'll come watch you do that. And pretty soon it turns into some kind of following with a leader and stuff. Or maybe just some leaders thought around and were like, wow, it's really easy to take power in this way. Let's just do this. Ugh, that's a little scar and scratch on history, isn't it? Freaking Romans. We need to turn our hearts to the fathers. Doesn't mean just have super good loving feelings. Maybe actually turn our hearts to the fathers and say, my ancestors maybe sometimes were a little bit crappy. Sometimes. We're crappy sometimes, you know. But we don't have to be crappy going forward. It's the thing. We can let go. Reach out and speak up. Oh my gosh, Alanis, Utopia. It's so good. It's so good. And if we listen to that, I mean, church hymns are good, but like they're not the end. You ended it when you made a published book, kind of like it was a good thing. We wanted to do it, but now it's like there's other stuff. There's Christian music all over the place. Like people even saying they're not Christian, but still preaching the word. Because they grew up in it. It's so part of the culture. It's embedded. You can't get away from it. Almost. Some people maybe are who grew up in a different culture, but I think that's getting lower and lower as the internet spreads. And people's existences become similar and the same until we have one big monoculture. Oh, my husband had the best observation that it's only unique in the rural areas, but all the cities feel the same now. It's getting more and more. How much will it spread? Will it spread throughout the whole earth? It's so crazy to become one monoculture. We've relied so heavily on diversity all these years to continue and maintain like dominant species and things, but here we are just throwing it all and just putting it all in one basket, all in one lot, all in one point of view. Here's the point of view to think now. And if you all just think my point of view, if we just got rid of everyone who didn't think my point of view, then we just have an even more monoculture. Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be very adaptable and very, very good for the humans on the planet? It's so weird. We like draw close to truth with our lips. Like we believe in diversity, yes. But then we don't actually practice diversity in real life. We practice monoculture, mono thinking, one way to think. We learned critical thinking in a college course my first semester, and I was like, what is this? What is even critical thinking? Like just thinking about stuff is like thinking about it. I still don't really understand what it means. Critical thinking about it critically, but sometimes it's just like think about it through the lens we give you, you know. But a lot of times people don't even know they have a lens, or like everybody has a lens. And sometimes I think the Don Juan stuff is about getting rid of lenses. Oh my gosh. And what if we got rid of all the freaking gadget lenses? I think that's subtly giving everybody anxiety, just the subtle threat of always being recorded on camera. Is it giving everybody anxiety? It gives me anxiety a little bit, but I feel like I had this feeling from early on and over when I was homeless and the paranoid feelings of being watched all the time. You just kind of have to get used to it. Like they're just watching. Who cares? Like just live your normal life at some point. You just have to ignore it. But like you can ignore it, but it's still there. Like I still feel it. Try to ignore its subtle presence. Right now I'm being recorded. I'm talking. That's more tolerable though, because I know about it. Anyway, I need to put a fire on dinner. What are we making today? Potato soup. That's one. Potato soup and biscuits, perhaps. No, potato soup and sourdough. That is available. I guess I just feel like I don't know how Jesus could have got to where he was without being somewhat like Don Juan, having somewhat of Don Juan's temperament or personality, or just kind of like, I don't know. I guess that's where I get the impish idea. It could not be true though. Maybe Jesus was extremely stern, solemn, all the time. I don't know. I think if he was teaching us though, he'd be like, stop this nonsense. Like, stop it. With like a somewhat comical feeling, depending on the person. That's just my read of it anyway.